Ladies and gentlemen.
Are we going live right now?
We are live right now.
We are live right now?
We only got so much time, Sean.
Come on, bro.
I'm not gonna say nothing crazy then.
Like what?
Like, goddamn mother.
No, you could say that.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, Sirius XM.
Oh, shit, fuck, goddamn, bitch, motherfucker.
That's so liberating.
Nah, I'm just playing. What's up, man?
Big Sean is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We've been talking about him all morning.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Yes, that's why I've been here a few times.
We've been really discussing your album.
Really?
Yeah. We've been dissecting. You know, a lot of folks have. Your album has been a big topic of conversation through the culture, through the music circles. People have having fun analyzing it. I'm sure that's fun for you when you hear people's interpretation of the things that you write and they come back with something, maybe not even what you meant it to mean, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I put a lot of just my heart into this album. I put a lot of like life force into it. So my only goal is that people get something out of it, some type of inspiration, some type of feeling, some that advances them from where they are to, you know, gets them closer to where they want to be. You know, that was truly like one of my main focuses on every track, every part of the album, songs, you know. So I hope that that's what's going on. I haven't really been looking and seeing what people have been saying too much, honestly, because they've been running me, you know, to the ground as far as just like coast to coast interviews and stuff like that. But I really do hope people are feeling it.
It is predicted that on the Billboard charts you're going to debut at number 1. This out for this week's album sales. Congratulations, man.
That's dope.
It's major.
Migos now knocking Migos down, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I mean, you got them on the album too, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to them. And that's major for me because I didn't do any physicals of this album. It's just straight digital. The physicals come out February 17th. But the reason I didn't do it is because I just wanted to work on the music like a little bit longer. I wanted to make sure it was 100% right. And on top of that, when you turn in physicals, it leak. I didn't want my album leaking a week and a half before and all that type of stuff. So I rather just had it like be pushed back. So the physicals come out the 17th, but the fact that it's straight digital, that was a big concern of everybody. You know, it might have not been number 1 because of that, but I just appreciate the people showing up. And you know, it ain't over yet, so we still, you know, don't get it twisted.
The Migos will make a comeback. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
All right.
You know how they do.
People say it.
But shout out to the Migos though. I really appreciate what they did on Sacrifices. It was fire to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of sacrifices, people say it take all your life to write your first album. Like that's all your emotions, that's your childhood, that's your dreams, that's everything poured into the first album. Then there's like the sophomore jinx where you kind of have a little bit of fame and you put out that second album. Where do you rank in terms like this fourth album, I should say? Where is this for you? Is it like, you know what, I'm over this shit. You know what, I don't care if people know how I feel about this. Where do you put this emotionally?
I feel like it's a unique thing for me. It was just a unique thing for an artist to be on his 4th album. And I personally I hear my growth in my music. And I hear the progression. And maybe that's a testament to just me progressing as a person too or something. But I think that's just cool. And I appreciate that. And I embrace that, you know. So I feel like on my 4th album, I am like getting the hang of like, you know, I'm going to keep it real. I put everything out on the line. I put my privacy out on Front Street because that's the commitment I made as an artist to just, you know, go above and beyond and just always trying to do better than my last, you know. So I feel good about my 4th album, and I feel like it is stories of my whole life. Kind of like I guess you would say like some people consider that their first album and take their whole life, but I feel like it takes your whole life to do any body of work. At least for me it does, you know, and all my experiences in one, so.
With this album, for me, and I've been a fan of yours for a minute, and I feel like this solidified you as like the Tony Robbins of hip hop.
Really?
Just the motivational gems of bananas to me.
The Tony Robbins
of hip hop.
Tony Robbins, fire.
For real, absolutely. And so I'm always interested in your philosophies and whatnot. So I'm curious to know. I hear a lot of references to bad habits that are broken and finding the light and magnifying that side of you. Can you speak on the bad habits within yourself that you realized were useless and you had to let go of?
Holding grudges was one of them. Holding grudges not just for other people, with myself. You know, there were times, I'm gonna just keep it real, especially during like my first and second album, where I was mad at myself. I was mad at a lot of the people around me because I wasn't listening to my heart. I wasn't listening to my instinct, that intuition that I know is the thing to follow, you know. And I had A&Rs in my ear. It was songs that I was putting out that I didn't want to put out first, or you know, just little things like that. And I'd be listening to the quote unquote experts, you know what I mean? And that was just a time where I saw it not work out for me. I saw it not pay off, and I felt humiliated. I felt embarrassed. I felt the worst I ever felt. But I didn't let that like end that for me. You know what I mean? I didn't let that like, okay, after my second album is over, it's like I came back like 10 times harder, you know, and I put that work in, and my mentality was to, you know, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
Like, it ain't nobody in my ears. You ain't gonna tell me shit about what type of songs I need to make, what this and what's that. And when I just kept it real like that, that's when the most success came. So Dark Sky Paradise was like a blueprint for me, you know what I mean, as far as just sticking to my guns and how to make a project and follow the instincts. And then I feel like I decided is an evolution of that. And I decided is the first time I incorporated a story into it. But the story is a story of my life. So it's not really, wasn't too far of a stretch of a concept for me, because that's how I really feel. I do feel like I got my older self giving the wisdom to me. And I do feel like that sometimes my older self is guiding me, and that this is my second go round in life.
Right.
You got a song that I wanted to ask you about, because Youngberg came in here recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Youngberg came in here, man.
He did Bounce Back with Metro.
Yeah, we was talking about it.
Zeno, who else did that song beat? Smash David. I'm so sorry. Smash David did that too.
Smash David did that too. The song, I was going to do a lyrical breakdown, but I'm going to take a different approach. It's Halfway Off the Balcony.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs on
Thank
the
you.
project. And it made me think of something Youngberg said when he met up with you and was working with you on this album. And I want to ask you about this.
Okay.
Sean is different from every other artist I've ever worked with. Like, I'll go to Sean's crib because the studio's in his house.
Yeah.
I went there and he was just like, let's just go on the balcony, dog, and just look at God. Like, look what God then gave us. And I was just like, we just sat there and talked about things that not normal rappers talk about. You know what I'm saying? Just like, he was like, yo, like, I want to put you on this book. Like, I've been reading this book lately and like doing all that. Like, I'm like, yo, this is not normal nigga rapper stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You gotta say that, though.
Yeah,
I'm glad
like,
you said
you
that.
think a nigga hand you a blunt at the door, like, here go a blunt, nigga. No, like, my dog really took me out there. We was like, yo, like, look at what God gave us. Like, put me on a little knowledge. And then, like, we went in there, he played me the whole album. The album is phenomenal, yo. Solidified. I think it's his best work to date.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fire right there. Shout out to Berg.
I was asking about your process, and how you, because I've always complimented you on your writing skills. You know, I always enjoyed your patterns, but it seemed like there's something pivot in your life where or was that how you always been?
No, that's, you know what? I mean, not always, but that's the way I was brought up. Even when I was young, we went to church every Sunday. You know, I was taught to accept God in your life. That's just from as early as I could remember. And it's just been so many instances in my life, man, where I could have been dead, where things worked out that is just impossible, you know, beat the odds by a million. It's been things that's happened to me where, you know, I dodged a bullet figuratively and literally before. And it's just like, you can't put that on anything else but God, but angels around you, guardian angels. And you know, yeah, every time I do have a chance to kick it with somebody, like personally, when we're not working or something, I always be, you know, kicking them little books and stuff like that to read, because that's what changed my life. And I feel like you got to pass that on to the next man. That's the way that G's do it. You know, you pass it on, you share your knowledge, and maybe they share something with you, and you know, that's how you build. But yeah, like I do meditate. I do, like, every day. I do accept God. You know, I appreciate God. I know God is here. I know the universe is working in my favor. And that's how I live my life, and that's how I think. And really, once I started thinking like that, that's when everything started changing and happening.
That's dope.
Okay, Big Sean is here.
And everything don't happen perfect. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to, though.
Exactly.
You know?
I want to do a lyrical breakdown, and then I know a lot of listeners want to talk to you. Our listeners got a lot of questions. Is there anything you refuse to answer from our listeners?
I don't know.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
They asked
All
me
right.
my social security number.
No,
I'm
they
not
don't answer
answering.
that. No bank account questions or that.
Damn.
But let's do this lyrical breakdown for Voices in My Head. Stick to the plan.
I don't get it. What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the Lyrical Breakdown
I can break it down like whatever you want.
on Sway in the Morning.
Voices in My Head, Stick to the Plan. Compound song, right?
Excellent.
I'm going to go to part 2, though.
Thank you.
Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. Metro.
Okay. Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
Who I love, by the way.
And shout out to Dahi who did Voices in My Head, but yeah, Metro.
Metro, okay. Verse 1, stay focused. Don't let these niggas see your emotions. Stick to the notion, stay in motion. Remember, as soon as you stand still, so will everything else you notice.
Yeah, you know this.
What were you thinking? Like, what triggered that?
I mean, you a go-getter, Sway. Everybody in here is. You know what I'm saying? And you know what it's like to, when you stop, everything stops. You know? The mentality is to do something that motivates you enough to keep going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was in doing something else with my life that I wasn't happy with doing, I probably wouldn't have the motivation to keep going. I probably would stop and, you know, be at a stagnant point. But I want more. And I'm not talking about more money, more of this, more of that. I want more things to look back on and be proud of.
Yeah, meaning.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not stopping. I'm not finna be standing still and be satisfied. Like, I'm never satisfied. That's just kind of like the meaning behind that.
Okay. Cause that sound like stuff. That sound like my mantra.
Yeah.
You know, when I was listening
So
to
you
the
a
song.
deep dude.
Yeah, but you know, it's to your point where you were saying up to Heather. You feel like your whole life is all your experiences. So the older you get, the more chapters you get. So a lot of times when I
never
meet
over.
people like you, it reminds me of a part of me sometimes, and perhaps maybe other folks remind you of a part of you that you don't tap in. Sometimes you got to be reminded.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you need that affirmation, that confirmation. So that's what I get from music. Make sure all your interactions end with actions. If you stacking, fronting, and backing.
Front and
back
back
in.
in. Get that front and back in when you stacking. And with actions, make sure, you know, you doing something with yourself. Like, don't let your actions be a waste. You got to make something count. Every time.
That's what subtract if it isn't adding. Plus, who hurt you? Don't let them back in.
Yeah.
Shit, how many times I've done that? Plan it out, yet tit for tatted. Extra pussy, get distracting.
Put that in the what's worth having. Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan.
I mean, I feel like we all have done that. Like you said, I done that. It's like that was the whole justification. That was the whole like the point of the song. Like the first song is like you beating yourself up, but then it's like another part of your subconscious on stick to the plan telling you, man, stick to the plan. You got this, man. Like, you know what to do. You know, as soon as you stand still, everything else will, you notice. Like, make sure that your interactions, make sure, like, don't be distracted by this extra pussy, man. Put your energy into what's worth having.
Yeah. Because extra pussy good. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. No, you can't. You should. But Tracy kind of can.
Yeah,
right?
sort of.
Okay.
I mean, but extra anything. Extra just like, I don't know, pussy, dick, whatever. I don't know, what extra, whatever you into.
That's true.
But what I'm
Energy's
saying is,
transferable.
that's what I'm saying is, I don't know it's been times where you may put extra energy into that. You may feel like, damn, at least me, I feel like, damn, I'm wasting my time. I need to put this into something that's really meaning something to me. You know?
I could relate to that.
Bars.
Let me go to verse 3 because
Yes,
Tracy, there's something in verse 3 that stood out to Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to read the verse 3, Tracy?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
It goes really fast, so I'm just gonna read it. Voices in my head attacking what
Well,
I'm
don't try to rap it.
Voices in my head attacking what I'm thinking. Bullets to the head might be the way to free it. If I leave my body, I could free the spirit. Swear to God, my death of fear just keep on shrieking. Wishing I could go back to the 90s, back when I was dreaming. Me and my dog was on a mission like we Kellen Keenan. Early 2000s, Detroit might as well been in hell with demons. Wonder when I started losing it, then lose a grip, feeling like I'm in the middle of the ocean. You either drown or canoe through it. Voices in my head till I'm used to it. Some want me to lose and some help me maneuver through it. When I talk to myself, I'm confused on who's who. And I know in life you either blow it or blew it. And at the end of life, it's going to feel like you flew through it. I just hope by then I cut the voices in my head.
And going back to the first batch of words? Because I feel like a lot of times when it comes to spiritual growth, it's usually you're just clouded by a lot of darkness, and you have to just put your hand on the wall and find the light switch because you know it's there.
That's deep.
And
That's
something that encompasses all of that is when you said, bullet to the head might be the way to free it. If I leave my body, I can free the spirits. And I'm wondering, because this is so autobiographical, were you at a point feeling suicidal?
Yeah, for sure. It's been times where I have thought of it at least. You know, it's been times where I hated what was going on. I hated myself, hated just my actions, hated, you know, and that's what goes back to what I said before. You got to forgive yourself for the mistakes you make. You can't hold yourself up when you disappoint your family members or you disappoint the people who believe in you or you feel like you let people down. That makes you want to, like, end it all. It's like, I don't want to deal with this shit no more. But, yeah, so I've been there a few times in my life, and you know, and then when you're at that point, like, death doesn't seem so bad. It's like, you know, my fear of death keeps on shrinking. But that's the part of the album. Honestly, I broke the album up into 4 different parts, like 4 acts. The first act was like the light, bounce back. Like, you get the light, you realize your inner self is all you need. Then you bounce back from all your losses, and then you had no favors. That's like where you supercharge.
Right.
Then it goes into going after your one true love, going after her, pursuing her, having fun. Okay, the shit not working out. Okay, now you feeling a certain way. And then it takes you down into a depression, and it's just like halfway off the balcony, stick to the plan, voices in my head, and then God lifts you up, and your family lifts you up. That unconditional love lifts you up. You know, like Sunday Morning Jetpack inspired me, bigger than me, and you realize everything's bigger than you. But going back to that point is, yeah, like, that's where I was at. I was in that rut, you know what I mean, at that point. And that's the rut that, like, God got me out. That's the rut that, like, being spiritual got me out of. And, like, my mom and that unconditional love.
Right.
You feel me?
Amen.
That's interesting. People feeling that way. Maybe they got to for you at work, surround yourself with folks who have that unconditional love, right?
And everybody don't have that.
Right.
That's why it's such a big deal for me. That's why I do rap about it and keep my dad around me and my mom around me and my brother, because that everybody doesn't have that. And I know that.
All right, we got a bunch of callers. 888-742-3345. We only got so much time, so we're going to do quick questions.
I appreciate y'all breaking them lyrics down, man. That's nobody has really sat and take the time to do that.
Get that album. Colin from L.A., go ahead.
Colin.
Yo, what's up, fam? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
What up, though?
Say thank you all for giving me the opportunity to talk to Big Sean. That's dope as shit, and love listening to you guys every morning. But Big Sean, question is, with the education system, the new person got appointed yesterday. What do you think is the biggest thing that kids need to be learning in school that they're not learning? Arts have been taken away, music's been taken away, movement's been taken away. What do you feel is missing?
One of the things I feel is missing, especially me and my mom just teamed up on, is a new curriculum we wanted to introduce to kids that we introduced in Detroit and in Baltimore on a small scale called Mogul Prep. I know they've been taking a lot away, but what it does is it's a curriculum that introduces all different aspects of. This is just one small thing of it, of the entertainment industry, of like the music industry, in a sense of, you know, growing up, I would look at the TV and all I wanted to be was a rapper. If I would have known that it was 20 people that have something to do with that rapper's career, like I have a manager, a business manager, a lawyer, creative director, a publisher, a publicist. And if my career stopped tomorrow, they still gonna have careers and jobs. And it's just like, I'm the one busting my ass every night, and they still getting a piece of that. So it's just like, these are things that people need to know, especially when they're looking for things to do in life. And I just feel like we need to, that could be in any part of your, you know, education. And I feel like Mogul Prep is just a small thing in its curriculum, but I do think that's one minor thing that should be enhanced, and I hope that we can get it in schools. And my mom was a school teacher, so she's been on it a lot.
You raised a lot of money too, right?
Yeah.
For Flint.
Yeah.
And shout out to Flint.
And you just did that on under the radar, man. And man, I was so inspired and proud of you for doing that.
Thank you, man.
Because while we're building walls in this country, we're not still fixing the pipes in Flint so people can have clean drinking water.
That's crazy.
And it ain't a headline no more, so folks ain't paying attention. So when you use your platform as you did, man, to me that makes you more than just, I was telling people today, Sean, so you know him as an artist, but he's a person first, you know, who expresses himself through his art.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Big Sean is here. Sean, well, I came to his listening party. What is that tree about, man?
Well, the tree, so, you know, on like songs like Bounce Back, I say with the faith of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
You know, I kept growing. So, you know, the mustard seed is a little seed,
The
small
smallest.
seed that grew
Yeah.
into a big thing, you know, a big tree, all of that. So that, on the cover of the album, you see the me and you see the older version of me, and that in between us separates us, the faith of a mustard seed. And it's just feel like we're parallel, we're at the same place, but that's all that's between those two lives, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's the difference, I feel like, is the faith of a mustard seed. So that was the point of having a tree
Okay.
at their listening parties. That represents that idea.
What I was most fascinated by, because I got there a little early, because I like to soak up the energy, you know, and folks that follow you, not just your music, they follow you. You got a great batch of followers, you know, like they're nicely dressed. You know what I mean? They got fashion conscious,
Speak
Right.
well.
but they love the music. You know, people were just listening the whole time. Sat there and listened to the whole album. That was my first time listening to the album. And Sean came to me, and today he won't be. We're gonna save this for next time. Because we talked about doing the verse, and I want you to be ready when you do it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I know you've been
They
on the
rushing
move.
me, you
They
know.
rushing. Nah, don't worry about it. Next time. But what I like to
All
do,
day.
okay, next time,
Yeah, for sure, bro, you know. But what you like to do? What?
I got a young man here, Oswin Benjamin, who just a big fan of yours, and he's an artist, an aspiring artist.
What up, bro?
And he called me yesterday, and just randomly we're talking about your project. And I said, man, won't you come up here? This dude is a good dude. I remember when he got his break, got a chance to rap in front of Ye. You know what I mean? And I thought maybe I could have him rap in front of you, if you don't mind. You know, you ain't got to say if you think he's.
I don't mind, man.
If you think he's whack, you should tell him. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
No.
Damn.
All right,
I mean,
so
I would tell her.
no, don't tell him. Don't do that. So Osman, say hi to Sean, man. What you think of his album?
What's going on, man? I think the album was mean. Listened to the whole thing about 4 times. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank you.
I appreciate what you're doing, man. I appreciate you using your platform to speak truth and to uplift. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So this is one of those moments. Now it's juxtaposition. Now you the Kanye, so to speak. You know what I mean?
And I believe in karma and everything. That's why I am trying to. I'm getting together, start my own label, because I do think it's time to return that favor. I think I'm just now getting to the point, you know, that I can be that to somebody. So I am looking for artists. I got some producers already, but I'm looking, so actively looking.
Here we go, man. Oswin Benjamin, Big Sean, Sway in the Morning, Shade 45.
Yeah.
Woo! We got a hyena up in here. Have the beat.
Clothed in collisionist indigenous cloth, gold soul like the minerals from the soil. Perpetual luminosity straight from my being. Despite the pigment that's seen, I'm still a king who ain't as dark as he seemed.
All right, yeah, get it
Roll
together.
it back.
Yeah. I like that.
Despite the pigment that's seen, I'm still a king who ain't as dark as he seems. A creative inside a world of consumers, underappreciated. Gold bars inside of this treasury, been depreciated. Bobby Seal cracking seals open, the darkest cognac. I'm slurring affirmations in mirrors, feeling inebriated. And Jesus knows that I can't hold my liquor. And I fear the unknown, my nigga. But my degenerate, underdeveloped soul that loves control. I told Jesus to take the wheel only when I see the road, my nigga. I've been struggling with my faith for the sole purpose that's a battle with my innate nature of being trusting this being that I can't embrace, but anonymous counts of blessings and grace. They help me believe in Elohim day to day. Too many times I was the second too late, or so I thought, and I ended up barely catching the train. Too many times I complained about being broke, forgetting I'm rich in spirit and see a person that needed some change. And that's that man in the mirror. I embody the panhandler's figure, and you would figure that I was referring to figures, but I'm referring to feeling like that, feeling like you feeling like you might lose that sight to get it right. You get it right? Nah, lack of monetary gain has left me in awe. And like a blueprint, all I see is my flaws. Placing palms together, reciting the Psalms. This Galileo laid low, inhaled smoke and hope to vibe with the stars. Confined by the thoughts residing inside of this corpse alive. I bear the truth like making the snow and I'm forced to lie. Down in Gomorrah with the Delilahs that know that I have that weakness for being free and the drive to immortalize every scribe that I've written inside of this mortal life. Mortified materialist with the thought that there's more to life. Fortify your purpose, this Benjamin tribe birth the Mordecai. Lord thought if I died, no, I buried this cross without ever taking a loss. I'm Balboa with horse power, the black version of stallion, working to stabilize his talent. He's hoping, I'm hoping to withstand Clubber Lang with distance and the blows that life throw don't leave him broken. With his defense open, new year, new me. I'm done with that old mantra. New Dama, featuring on weak artists that breed drama. Know that I'm feeling more Ivan Drago than Creed. I ain't rushing shit. No, they put the machine behind the wrong monster. Oh, I'm claiming it all, nigga. This my year. The only loss I can take is if I'm a corpse, and the cause of the coffin dropping is cause I was late to being the greatest version of me, and they make the most of my time here. My soul so close to the streets like I'm wearing Tom's here. The fans pray I cruise to the top like cats over Tom's here. This Nat Turner don't listen to messages, Uncle Tom's here. Lessons on top, the wrist watch of God I learned over time here. It's what y'all waiting on. I'm sorry to keep y'all waiting long. I bypassed all the gastric shit and now the weight is gone. I amputated the ones around me that's fake as fuck. So if you don't hear from me, I cut you off. My God, they try to silence the scriptures that I had inside, but Ozzy's an open book, ain't a secret that I had to hide from you. God, I just want y'all to know that I love you and elaborate on this fork in the road that I've come to. My God.
Hey!
Oswin Benjamin.
Wow.
Shit. I wasn't expecting that.
You got that control. You got the
Wow.
the bars, the punchlines, the meaning behind it. It's authentic right there.
Oh man, I got emotional with that right there, man. I got caught up in that. You all right, Heather?
From Newburgh, man.
Newburgh?
That's, my fault. Newburgh, that's upstate by Woodbury Commons. You getting real money, so I know you don't shop at outlets. But Woodbury Commons, Woodbury Commons, that's up there in like by Newburgh. So I grew up there. I was born in Brooklyn.
I shopped at the outlets, man.
There's a big outlet mall up there, Woodbury Commons.
But Sean, man, this is a really this is your fourth.
Major. I can't wait to hear some music though. You got some music?
Of course, yeah. I'm dropping a project this month. Yeah. This month, it's called Humans, or produced by.
Make sure you shoot it to Zeno. I'm trying to hear it in advance. Just check it out.
Oh, that's love, man.
That's love, Sean.
That's love.
This is the quintessential artist right here, Big Sean.
Hey,
He's found a way to put his truth in his music on all 4 projects. I decided.
Yeah.
I had a tough time. Finally Famous was my joint Hall of Fame, but Dark Sky Paradise, I didn't know how you would be able to top that. But it ain't about topping.
No, it's about doing something different. Expanding.
Yeah.
And Dark Sky Paradise, this album had way less features.
Yeah.
I did have Eminem, which was, GOAT level for me, and major for me, and then Amigos, and then The Dream, and but I only had the features that really added something to the song. Right. Every single feature really added something. 2088 to who else was on there? I'm probably forgetting the Stara, the Flint Choir. Everybody
Flint
just
Choir.
they pushed it forward for me. So that's one thing I appreciate. But I also wanted to make sure I was standing on my own,
right?
Letting them know that I don't need too much. I don't need all that support. But I appreciate it. We gonna make the songs work. But Dark Sky Paradise had a lot of just like features and stuff. But it's still one of my favorites for sure.
Big Sean, ladies and gentlemen, man. Thank you for coming on our airwaves on the platform, man. We love you, brother. Tell the family I said what's up.
I will. My mom, I'm sure she'll see this. I'm sure she hearing, listening, watching, you know what I'm saying? But y'all keep going.
Thank you.
Keep putting on. Again, sorry I was late, man. I feel bad, but
man, I had to rib you like a big brother, man. I had to get you. It's just some big brother stuff.
It ain't me though. It's not like I
got to rib them too. Like I'm their big brother too, so it's all good, man. It's all love.
What you do is tremendous, bro.
Thank you.
Me and you have talked off of camera, off the air, and just the things, your interests, how you approach situations, how you care, how you give back is crazy. I always said they need to make a movie about you one day. You done had some of the craziest interviews, from the Biggies to the Obamas to all of that. You know what I mean?
The
you
Big
were
Seans.
real one. So
the Big Seans.
And go, okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Go get that I Decided right now. Detroit, stand up. Whole world, stand up. You know what I mean? If you got love for this music, support this music, man. Buy this music. Stream this music. It's music with a message. It means something. It's something we need in 2017. We need to uplift ourselves and embrace that individuality, man, for real, because it ain't too much of that going on right now. So I hope y'all fucking with it, and thank you.
Thank you, Big Sean.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.